The shift is here. And those of you who are stepping on this video, if you've clicked on this video, you are feeling those energetic shifts. And this is going to be a bit of a different feel, different video that I've not done in a long time. I've actually got my oracle spread here. So this is kind of going to be a channeled insight from the messages that I've already received through my own insights, the light codes that have been coming through to me as a channeler and a reader. And I'm also going to be using the oracle cards because there's so much, the shift that we've been talking about for years. People like Aaron Doughty, Victor Odo on their channels have been talking about this for such a long time, Bashar, Dolores, and it's here right now, and the energy is so strong, but it can be a bit scary for a lot of us because we're not aware of the full picture or vision of exactly what is coming through, the changes that are happening. And that's why I thought I need to do this video. So those of you who are feeling lost, you're feeling stuck, you're waking up for the first time, or there are reawakenings. And I'm going to talk about all of this moving into this video for those of you who are new to this world, or those of you who are also old to this world, but are just trying to figure out like what the F is going on now on this other level, because we are shifting from the 3D conscious, and I'm going to explain what that is, into the 5D conscious. So 3D consciousness, and we've started off this channeling, if you like, with action and every single one of us is being called to step into deeper action in our lives, right? Where we have not taken action before, we're about to take action. So we've got the Seas of Mintica here with seeing potential, bringing unconscious to light. Now, for me, this is telling me that a lot of us have been in victim mode of just going along with the motions. We've not really been taking action where we could have taken action. And so we've been living this life of misery. What we're moving into is a new earth. I've literally pulled the new earth, so I don't know if you can see this here, but that is the new earth. That is what we are moving into right now, okay? The new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. A lot of us, a lot of star seeds are waking up right now. And this is what we are envisioning. A brand new earth means an entire new way of life. This can be really scary for us, for our bodies and our minds to come to terms with, because our soul knows the truth of the situation. Our soul knows that we came here for a specific mission and to see this shift in the world, but our minds have been so trained, so conditioned, and so wired to live a certain way that when the systems come crumbling down, which they will and they are right now, all of the systems in the world that have been working like a smooth engine are now going to be unraveled completely, right? It's crumbling. The shift is almost like we should be calling it the crumbling, more like, because as exciting as it is to build a new world and there's all these new ingredients coming through, there's a lot of chaos, right? There's a lot of rubble that gets thrown out. There's a lot of new stuff that gets brought in when you're laying the bricks of a new home. There's so much foundational work that needs to be done, and that's what we've been doing since 2019, 2020, some even prior to that from 2012, 2020, 2008, and it's now coming to that full transition period. By 2027, we will have cleared out this transition and we'll be in that firm energy of the age of Aquarius. Now, I know I'm all over the shot here because obviously I have the downloads from astrology, which is again a language. If you follow me on the You Are Magic podcast, I talk about this in a lot more depth in some of my upcoming podcast episodes. So again, if you love all this stuff, then the links will be dropped on my channel, which you can go and find. So I'm going to try and make this video quite structured so that you can understand, but I'm also going to allow the messages to just come through as they are channeling and coming through me. The first thing that I want to mention is going from age of Pisces to age of Aquarius, what that is, what that means, right? We've moved from age of Pisces. Pisces is the fish. And astrologically, we've entered this earth during age of Pisces, and that has never shifted up until now. The overall collective energy of earth has been in Pisces energy. This means every system, every government, every business that has been set up, every school, every education, it's been set up under the influence of Pisces. Pisces is the fish, and the energy that brings is something that does not have a backbone. Pisces energy is very much, it needs a leader outside of themselves to guide them through the waters, because the fish, it's like a fish, you know, it doesn't have a backbone. It just swims along where the current is taking it, where the energy is taking it to. What this has meant is that in the past, we've been behaving like the fish. We've been listening to authorities outside of ourselves to make decisions. The government says do this, we do it, right? We don't question, we just do. Like the fish, it just flows. The energy is taking us there in the world, we'll go there. The news and the media are telling us one thing, we'll just believe it. We'll just go that way. The current's taking us there, right? So we're going into that fear, that energy. The education system, teachers tell us one thing, the authority, they are the authority, we have to listen to them outside of ourselves. No questioning, no rebelling, we listen, right? Most of the energy goes and follows authority. Most of the world has been circulating in this energy for years and years and years. And the energy shift that has happened is we have entered what's called the age of Aquarius now. So we are leaving behind that Pisces energy, and that shift has been happening between 2019, 2020, and it's going to be finished by 2027. This is that in between. This is the shift that is literally happening, right? So we haven't fully moved into that energy, and this is a very important thing, and I'll tell you why in just a moment, and why you can use that energy right now, because we're still in the transition. So while we are in this transition period, and I'm going to talk about Age of Aquarius, so we're moving from that fish energy of listening to authorities outside of ourselves and just flowing with the current of the world around us, to Aquarian energy. Now the collective, the planet is moving into this Aquarius energy. So what this means now is those governments, the education system, all the authorities, we are now going to rebel against. Okay, because Aquarian is the water bearer. It's represented by the water bearer. I'm an Aquarius moon. I have a lot of Aquarius planets. I've got stellium. So I understand the Aquarius energy, and it's my mission. It's very deep rooted in me, and it's wired in. So with the Aquarian energy, they are the rebels of society. They are humanitarians of society. So they are here to uplift humanity, right? And when it says the water bearer, they carry the emotional energies and they transmute it into intellect, into information. They don't sit with the emotions. So Pisces is an emotional energy. It carries all of that emotional energy inside of it. So sometimes they have trauma, they repress it, they have mood swings, they just carry it and they charge through, they keep going, right? Aquarian is the opposite. They take that emotion, they make sense of the emotion in their logical mind, the mind and the brain, and then they transmute it and they make better of it for humanity. That's the energy we're going into. So what could be happening for you right now is a lot of suppressed emotions from the past, because we're in this now. This is where we go into the middle period, because we're in that transition, right? So we're moving from Age of Pisces over here into Age of Aquarius here. We are in this middle zone. We're not fully here, and we're not fully here either anymore. This is why a lot of us in this middle gap, in this middle zone, can be feeling very lost, very confused, very overwhelmed, very stressed, very depressed, because Aquarius rules the mind, is the intellect. It can go into overthinking, stimulation, and overwhelm with too much information. And Pisces is the complete opposite, where it just doesn't know what it's doing, where it's going, if there's no structure, if there's no authority in place. And so there's a lot of chaos in these transition moments between these two pivotal years between which we're moving into, right? Those zones. And so Aquarius, I said, is the rebel and the humanitarian. We're here to uplift humanity, because obviously the authority is never outside of us. Obviously Pisces, that energy has brought that to the world, but that is incorrect. That's an unaligned way of living, because when we tap into our soul, our souls, every single one of you watching this video, every single one of us has a unique identity, voice from that soul that is here to guide us, right? We can listen to our intuition every single day to keep us thriving, but we've forgotten that because we've been in the Age of Pisces. We've given away our power to authorities outside of ourselves. And so now we're learning, actually, hang on a second, I have a voice, I'm going to use that voice, and I'm going to do what I want to do. That's Aquarian energy. And when you tap into that, it's going to be scary at first, because authorities don't like it, right? Because this is not the way that we've lived before. So that is the transition between the Age of Pisces into the Age of Aquarius. That's basically the overall simplified theme of what's happening energetically. Obviously there are loads of layers, but I'm not going to go too deep into that in this video, but I might do it in another video, which you can go and check out in my playlist, okay, at some point. So for now, just understand the shift that is going on. The second thing that I want you to know about this Age of Aquarius is, as you repress, and this is represented by this card that showed up, which is the Seas of Mintica, and I think it says seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So again, this is that energy of all of that suppressed emotion from Pisces, Age of Pisces, is coming up into the mind now. So it's been subconscious. The mind, if I've talked about this in another video and you've seen it, then great. But for those of you who don't know, you have 3 minds: the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and the superconscious, right? And majority of the emotions and the things that we learn between the ages of 0 and 7 are subconscious. They are hidden to our conscious mind. We only use 10% of our conscious mind on a daily basis. The rest of the 90% is subconscious, which means you don't actually know what's lying underneath in the subconscious. And when we are now stepping into this new earth, what's happening is all of that suppressed emotion, it's actually moving from the subconscious, where you are actually able to understand in your conscious mind, okay, this is what's hidden, this is what's repressed, this is what's coming up, so you can release it, so you can heal it, accept it, do what you need to do with it to transmute it and alchemize it and shift it into information that's going to help you to move forward, right? So you're no longer going to remain stuck in old versions of you, old identities of you that were not happy. You're actually going to be realizing these truths within your own mind, okay? This is the power, because age of Aquarius is an air sign. That's another thing that I want to mention here. We're moving from age of Pisces, which is a water sign, a water element within astrology. I have a free astrology class if you don't understand all of these elements and things like that, and also how it affects you personally and your identity. There's a free class. You can check the links and go and get it. It's in my shop, completely free. So go and check that out. And this is the thing, the element of water is very emotional, and it's driven by other people's emotions as well. And Pisces is a sponge, so it soaks up what it's feeling around it, right? And then it takes all of that, and just like a sponge, if you don't squeeze it out, how much water, all of that stuff, that density is going to drag you down. And so we're moving away from that now. So we're squeezing out all that water, and as we squeeze that water, which is the emotions that have been suppressed over the years, they're coming up into the mind, because age of Aquarius is an air sign, and the air rules the intellect. It's all about from here above, right? It's not suppressing, it's bringing all of that emotion, it's turning it into information, churning it out and putting it out into the world as some sort of creative process or an idea or some sort of perspective shift. And this is the age of Aquarius. So it's fascinating because we're moving from one element to another, but at the same time, it's very scary because it's a very different energy, and it's a very fast energy. Aquarius is one of the fast moving energies in the air signs. I think it's, if not the second quickest, I think Gemini being the first. But again, some of the outer planets in astrology are also moving into Gemini. So we've got double air. We've also got fire with the Aries coming into play. And so there's a lot of, we're moving from earth and water, which is very grounded, a very slow moving energy and a very flowy energy, into a very fast, fiery, quick air, rebellious, think now, do, take action kind of energy, right? That's the movement. So I think I've waffled on quite a bit about the actual shift, the transition. And so I'm just going to move into what the symptoms are because of this transition period. So while we're moving, and again, if you've not joined, I have a live that I am doing November the 4th or 5th, I think. The link is in the description box below. You can go and sign up, where I'm going to be going deeper into this and how you can use what's channeled through here on an even deeper level, specifically when it comes to your security, because we've pulled this. So the security is going to be uplifted for everyone. You're not going to be feeling secure because, like I said, we're in this transition period between 2025 and 2027. Pivotal transition moments. The energies are getting so much more stronger. Pluto is moving out of Capricorn, again another earth energy, and it's moving into Aquarius as well, so another earth moving into air. And so this is going to uproot a lot of people's security. What you have known to be secure, or what you have seen as an illusion to be security, is not actually as secure as you might have thought. For example, a lot of people have been getting laid off from jobs. A lot of people have seen the Tesla robots that are coming out, and they're getting into fear mode because they're like, oh my god, these robots are literally taking over life. What am I going to do for a job? And this is a great question, because you need to be on the spiritual entrepreneurship journey. If you have creative juices inside of you, if you've got a gift inside of you, which every single one of you has, I truly believe that, then you have the power now. And this is where I am helping a lot of spiritual beings and multi-passionate beings to tap into their juices, to create a business that's sustainable for them, to come together and create something now, because now is the time. Once we move from 2027 and the energies are fully moved into Age of Aquarius, you're not going to be able to tap in as easily to the emotions. There's going to be an energetic split. Some people who have not chosen to move into this air energy and they're fighting it, they're going to suffer deeply when it comes to the final shift, the transition, because they're not making the changes that is required to tap into more abundance on a different level, right? We have to be open to change. We have to look at this like a big adventure instead of holding on to the past and feeling scared and being in fear. Trust the universe. Some part of this process is building so much faith with the universal energies, because Age of Aquarius is also the intellect, right? Which is universal intelligence, connection to the universe and connection to the whole of humanity. And so security, again, is just an illusion. I'm being called to come back to this card for some reason, for some of you watching this. And so I want you to question deeper into, what is security? What is it actually for you? Or is it just something that you've bought into, an idea that has been sold by the government and by jobs? But in reality, any company can get rid of you the click of their finger. Any company that goes down, you go down with them. So how secure is that really on a deeper level? Same thing with promotions. You're not in control of how much money you earn and how much you elevate. You're looking to an authority outside of yourself, when the whole time, if you're in your business, you get to decide how much money you want to make. You get to decide how much money you want to give yourself for this year or this month or whatever. You're in charge of that. And again, which one is more secure, really? Question deeper, because when you question this, that's when you open and unlock your mind onto another level, and you get to receive more from the universe in terms of, oh, actually, I have been living a lie, I've been living an illusion or a limiting belief that's been stopping you. Then we're moving on to, we are moving forward, because we've got the going forward card. So again, if some of you have been feeling stuck or stagnant, there has been an eclipse season recently, which could be causing that stagnation where you're feeling like, oh, I don't know what's going on. That's okay. Embrace that, because the universe is going to be showing you the path forward very, very soon. If you are one of those, when you're watching this and you're like, I feel stuck, that's okay. A lot of us spiritual beings are being asked to, when you receive new codes, because again, I'm going to talk about what light codes are and all of this stuff. Comment if any of this is you're struggling to understand. Just drop me a comment and I will make a video on it for you. But again, when we are transitioning into this, a lot of spiritual beings, a lot of channelers, if you're a tarot reader or oracle reader or a Reiki person or whoever, if you're working with energy and you're a spiritual being like that, the light codes are literally just those packets of information that come through to you and you're like, oh my God, this is what's happening. And as you're channeling them, those light codes are actually frequencies, right? They are coming in and they are actually placing and planting themselves into your body as new light. And as that happens, the body biologically takes a lot of energy, like so much energy, to incorporate this new energy into our field, because the body's not used to it. It can't handle it. So you might be getting symptoms like ovarian cysts, you might have menstrual problems, you might be suffering in some way, shape or form with your body. I'm also being shown migraines and headaches for a lot of you. Dehydration can happen. So again, drinking lots of water. If you're doing healing, minimize the healing a bit. Do healing for about a week or 2 weeks and then give yourself a break so you can integrate it. Integration is really, really important. And just rest. We've also got here with the Earth, we've got learning how to be human in the world but not of it. And so a lot of star seeds are waking up right now. I might title this Star Seeds. If you're watching this and I have, then this is why. But a lot of star seeds are waking up because they have felt that baggage of the world, right? Same for myself. I am a indigo child. I resonate with an indigo child. I might change this later on, but at the moment, since I've woken up, I resonate most deeply with an indigo. And the whole of my life, I felt down, depressed. The baggage, the weight of the world was so heavy. I hated being in the world. Now, as I feel these energies shifting, I'm like, oh my God, I'm here for this. Like, this is the life that I've been waiting for. Now I'm going to enjoy my life the way I want, right? This is what's happening to a lot of us, and we need to embrace the excitement rather than being in the fear of the chaos. So again, if you resonate as a star seed, then you might be feeling this, oh, I don't want to be in this world right now, because there's mixed emotions. Again, don't be so hard on yourself. Try and understand that as you're in this transition, you might fluctuate. You might find yourself going from one day being like, oh my God, I'm so excited about this shift. I'm here for it. And the other moment, your subconscious might be pulling up a lot of the old conditioning, the old belief systems, the old fears, the old repressed emotions from the age of Pisces that might still be coming up between now and 2027. And so that might put you in a bit of a misery mood, or you might just be integrating with it and sitting in those low moods. That's okay. So I just want you to know that that's okay. Like, it's okay to feel confused. Allow yourself to be in those energies. It will get released, and set yourself the intention to heal and release whatever is coming up, so you don't have to carry it through as a burden anymore. So that's a side message that's coming through. because you are going to freaking love. If you're a starseed, I'm telling you, and you're doing the work, by 2027, you will have set yourself up so beautifully and so nicely for this new earth. People will need you. People need you to show them the way. We are setting up all these structures, right? Starseeds have a separate mission. Again, if you want me to do a video on this, then just comment below, where we are setting up schools and new ways of living and showing a new energetic blueprint of how the earth is actually supposed to be running in this new age. And it's very, very different to what we've known. And so a lot of us are struggling as starseeds as well to fully adapt and make sense of the channeled codes that are coming through to help humanity, and figuring out the way innovatively of how we can set this up in the world. And so many starseeds are doing such an amazing job already of like how they're doing this. But again, listen to the core within your soul. Don't fight any of the fear. Embrace it, transmute it, and just do what your heart and soul is calling you to do. That's the first step to getting into alignment and to getting on the right track of the 5th dimension. Okay, I'm going to talk about the dimensions maybe in another video, because I'm still learning and channeling the messages that are coming through for this, because you are not just entering the 5th dimension, we are entering the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th dimensions as well. So I've been able to tap deeper into some of those dimensions and bring them down. And the dimensions are literally just the consciousness planes of the access to which we as human beings can go and connect to and pull out chunks of information that we need. And so the 3D is unable to do that. The 3D is just this material world, everything that we see, feel, touch with our physical senses, but nothing from the 6th sense above, right? When we go into the 4th D, is that transition where time becomes nothingness, and we step into the 5D. The 5th dimension is where your physical senses don't access. It's the inner senses. So the third eye, your inner vision. Psychics use this as a medium, as a channeler. That's what I use to tap into all this information. So when people say, well, how do you know this? That's where the consciousness is coming from. That information is coming from that 5th dimension. Okay, that's where we're channeling. And then the 6th dimension goes above and beyond, and that's where you start to get the light beings, you start to channel light language, and all of these, there's like an elevated process to every single dimension. There's more gifts that you can bring in. And so the more you do the inner work, the more you are able to access these dimensions, right? So again, in order to access it, some of you are asking, I'm getting, how do you access it? Then you have to release. We've got release here. All the old trauma, all the old baggage, you cannot tap in when you are holding all of this, right? You have to become a light body within yourself. And in order to do that, you have to shed the densities of the 3D reality, the 3D world being everything material. So any beliefs that you're carrying around the 3D world, whether it's how you work, how you survive, survival is not a thing. In the 5D, you know that everything is abundant and there is no limitations. It's unlimited. And so you don't carry those traumas, you don't carry that conditioning, you don't carry that belief system within you. And so the more you release that, the more light you become, the more higher vibrational you become, and the more open you get to be to receive these downloads that come through to you, right? So work on releasing that. And the last thing that I've got here as well is the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. So again, multifacetedness is a thing that's going to be embraced more than ever in this new age. I am a multifaceted being. I am creating the multi-passionate business model, because there is no model at the moment for entrepreneurs or business owners, because everyone tells you you have to niche down. This is the old 3D dimension. When you come into the 5D, we are able to be multi-passionate beings, but with a focus. And so I'm going to be showing you how you can do this. Again, if you are interested in all of this, come join my live, because I'm going to be going deeper into that side of stuff. But with the multi-passionate nature, don't allow the 3D world to tell you that, oh, you're too multi-passionate. What's the full saying? Never gets told, but it's jack of all trades, master of none. But a master of none is better than a master of one. And nobody says the full saying, and that's the truth. It's better to be a master of multiple things, especially moving into this 5th dimension, than to be just a master of one thing. Because if that one thing crumbles or gets taken away, or people in the world no longer need it, you're stuck. And so multidimensional beings are going to be a massive thing, multi-passionate. Schools are going to be a big thing. I'm creating my own. The Academy of Magic is my membership that you are going to be able to sign up to. The link might be dropped below. And you can join the waitlist to hear about it. But this is literally my mission of helping multi-passionate souls, multi-passionate beings and spiritual beings to allow themselves to be multi-passionate, make money from it, and continue living in their passionate zones, right? That is what the Age of Aquarius is here to do as well. So this is a bit of a long one. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it brings you insights. If you've got any more questions or symptoms that you're struggling with and you want to make sense of it, then just drop me a comment below and I'll gladly answer and help you out. And again, if you want to come join, if you haven't liked this video, then like it, subscribe for more, and I will catch you in the next video. Lots of love. Mwah.